Hey Scorpio, how are you? Welcome to your November 2023 horoscopes. Let's go ahead and get right into it and take a look. Scorpio rising specifically, more accurately, on November 3rd, we're going to have the sun in your Scorpio first house and it's going to oppose Jupiter in your Taurus seventh house. It almost seems like your ego and somebody else's autonomy or their freedom or their philosophy is at odds in some way. If you have a partner, to be honest with you, that stellium in your first house is naturally going to oppose that seventh house anyway. And Jupiter in the seventh is ruling your second house. So it could feel like maybe you are being a little aggressive or assertive or with a partner in some way, or you're being a little obsessive with somebody, and maybe somebody else is even trying to possess you with Jupiter ruling your second house. So it could be spicy, for some of you. You're just finally like, you know what, I'm just gonna make the move on this person, I'm just gonna go for it. For others of you, it can be a little bit more intense and could be a little bit negative. However, it's still opposing Jupiter, which is highly benefic. So there can be something good that comes out of it. On the same day, November 3rd, Venus in your Virgo 11th house is going to oppose Neptune in your Pisces 5th house. So for some of you, you could be idealizing someone that you met through friends. If you're single, or maybe you're trying to hang out with someone you're involved with, but they're being maybe a little ghosty. Not everything is as it seems with this transit. I will say that if you are hanging out with friends, you could have a partner that is like a little suspicious. Who are you? What are you? Who are you? Who are you with? What are you doing? And there could be like a big focus on your goals and your dreams at this time, and how that relates to your own sense of creativity. Could be a very creative time to get like goals and dreams done and stuff. Just make sure you're grounding it into reality. On November 4th, Saturn is going to go direct in your fifth house. So, this is like what makes you happy, what you see as fun, personal creative projects, a self owned business, entrepreneurship, drawing up boundaries with children. You can very much see that here, even with people that you're dating. All of this may start to get a little bit easier now and get a little bit more clear now. Also, risky investments, writing projects, collaborations, things are going to start making more sense, I feel. On the same day, November 4th, Mercury in your Scorpio first house is going to oppose Uranus in your Taurus seventh house. So, this is definitely maybe some surprising conversations or some surprising reactions that you're getting from somebody else, like from a business partner or from an intimate partner. Mercury in Scorpio really likes to dig deep and can be a little intrusive. So, you may be asking a lot of questions and you could be pissing somebody off. Somebody could be trying to break free. This could maybe be a breakup for some of you. I kind of wonder if it's short lived, though, if that is the thing, but I just be careful of pissing somebody off. You could be very much trying to pry into somebody's life a little bit. Uranus does rule your fourth house. You could be trying to like pry into somebody's like private life, perhaps. And then on November 6th, Venus in your Virgo 11th house is going to trine Pluto in your Capricorn third house. So the changes that you made in regards to your communication and how you think, or maybe the writing projects, podcasts, or what you've been learning, seems to be drawing in like the right crowd, I guess you could say, especially if you've been creating content for an audience. I feel like this can go really, really well at this time. The same day, November 6th, Mercury in your Scorpio first house is going to make a trine to Neptune in your Pisces fifth house. So I see you being more creative. Fifth house is creativity, Neptune is creativity, having romantic conversations, a lot of deep conversations as well. Getting creative with your kids getting creative, you encouraging your kids to be more creative, writing, speaking, expressing yourself in more of a soft way, writing poetry, writing music, or something very healing for your heart, especially a healing conversation. On November 8th, we're going to see Venus, and she's going to enter your Libra 12th house. So the 12th house can sometimes represent bedroom pleasures, right? And so for some of you, you could have like a hidden lover, somebody you're not really ready to show to people yet, or maybe while you were screwing around over here with your friends, you met somebody, right? And you don't really want to tell anybody about it. I could see this being like, you doing hidden stuff behind the scenes with somebody else. I feel like this is going to end up being very healing for you, especially when on November 29th, I think it is, when Venus does come into a conjunction with the South Node. So there could be a very healing relationship behind the scenes that ends up being like a savior in some way, like saves you in some way. Healing and releasing old patterns when it comes to relationships and the way that you've sabotaged your relationships. A lot of love up in regards to that, mental health issues. Venus is going to come in here and kind of help 12th house matters. Some of you may end up letting someone go as well when Venus and the South Node come into a conjunction. On the same day, November 8th, Mercury in your Scorpio first house is going to sextile Pluto in your Capricorn third house. So I like it. So it seems like maybe there's a discussion up on the table about some kind of project, maybe some kind of writing project, maybe some kind of opportunity that you're creating for yourself so you can work on some kind of goal. Pluto is Mercury does rule your 11th house of your big dreams, aspirations, and goals. There's something that is changing, I feel. There's been a huge focus on the way that you speak, the way that you communicate, and the way that you think, which I believe is really going to Mercury ruling your eighth, really change things for you, especially around like some kind of writing project or content that you're creating. And then on November 10th, we have Mercury, and he's going to be entering your Sagittarius second house. So I want to say be careful of spending too much money around this time. You could feel like money's kind of like burning a hole in your pocket. You're wanting to spend a bunch of crap at the mall. This could also be you like changing maybe the way that you are making money, or maybe you're getting together with others, Mercury ruling your 11th house, to find a way to make money. Maybe you're making money on like social media, you're figuring out how to do that, or you're making more, or something like that. You're bringing in other people's resources, I feel. And then on the same day, November 10th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius, and he's going to make an ugly square to Saturn in your fifth house, right? So this isn't really the time to take big financial risks, I don't think. This is not really the time to do it. You could also be trying to figure out, like, how can I make more money at what I love to do, right? A square is like a problem that needs to be solved. It's like, how can I do what I love and also make money doing it? And so I feel like maybe you're wanting to involve a little bit more creativity into the things that you're doing, so you can feel more, so you can feel happier with what it is you're doing, right? Like when it comes to your bigger goals, right? Mercury does rule your 11th house. Um, I think that there's some conversations that you're having with others as well around making money. And there could be some kind of delay when it comes to some kind of creative project or personal project that you're trying to do. On November 11th, not the best day. Mars, which is your ruling planet in your first house, is going to oppose Uranus in your Taurus seventh house. So, yikes, right? This is not really the time to be starting fights. You are very strong here with Mars in the first house, Mars in Scorpio, very strong here. But you seem to be quite aggressive with someone, or quite assertive, or some of you could be a little manipulative. You kind of got your spiked baseball bat in your hand, and you may end up really pissing somebody off. I look at Mars like the soldier, right? Gang, right? The god of war, so to speak. And then Uranus is going to is like a thunderstorm, right? Like lightning in the sky, ready to light your ass up. Um I just feel like maybe some of you are getting a little bit too impulsive with someone. I'm just picturing like Mars crashing into Uranus. And I just can't even imagine that. It's like Uranus blowing up like a lightning bolt. So I'd practice some resistance around this day, because things can definitely get heated between you and another person. And Mars does rule your sixth house. You could be picking at somebody a little bit. Okay, so do be cautious of that. Maybe this is with a family member, or maybe this is within the home, or something. Uranus does rule your fourth house. Maybe this is about a very private matter. It's not the best day. Um, It can be constructive, okay? I will say this. You and a partner could maybe be like doing some work or getting some work done together, or you and a client, okay? So it can be productive. It's just how you channel the energy. And then on November 13th, we're going to have a new moon in your Scorpio first house. It's going to be conjunct Mars. It's going to trine Neptune in your fifth house. And the ruler is obviously Pluto and Mars, okay? So a new beginning, possibly in regards to your appearance and the way that you dress and the way that you assert yourself, your physical body. Mars can also represent, the sixth house, like your physical body, working out. Um, it could be that some of you are pursuing a new job, okay? Or you're highly focused on your job, highly focused at work, really, really getting things done. With the trine to Neptune in the fifth, you guys be attracting some kind of like very sweet and creative partner, or maybe you and a partner getting more creative together. I also view this as you guys really having the hots for your partner, or having the hots for somebody that you see, or somebody, because I mean this can be quite spicy. Mars is already very much about sex, and the fifth house can also be very much about sex. And so I just want to say that you guys may be being a little assertive, maybe trying to get busy with somebody. That's another way that I could say that. Um, I feel like you have a partner or a child. If it's not about, you could have if it is about a partner, somebody you're dating, you could feel like they're being very sweet and very kind and loving towards you. If it's a child, this is you and a child, fifth house can represent children. You could find that you and your children are doing more creative things or finding new creative ways to have fun together. And some of you are really transforming your body at this time. On November 15th, Mercury in your Sagittarius second house is going to make a sextile to Venus in your Libra 12th house. So you can start feeling better about yourself. Maybe because of something that you're like working on behind the scenes. You are, releasing and letting go of old habits. You're not allowing like the past really affect you as much anymore. It could also be like you working on things behind the scenes with like another person. And there could be an opportunity to work on something maybe also and like make more money with someone. And then we have November 17th. Mars and the Sun in your Scorpio first house is going to make a trine to Neptune in your Pisces fifth house. So you could find yourself being super creative. Once again, there's a lot of creativity, a lot of romance, things with children, maybe writing music, poetry, doing the things that make you happy. It could also be a great time for sex, like I said before, but there's going to be some kind of like spiritual thing to it, like a sacrificial, all consuming love, It's like the higher octave of Venus. And then on November 18th, you're going to see the Sun and Mars come into a conjunction in your first house. So, you're very focused, right? You're very focused, you're very determined, bigger ambitions when it comes to work, health, routine, your day to day, getting shit done. Mars does rule your sixth house. The Sun does rule your 10th house, very focused on how you appear to others, how you're presenting yourself out in the world, how a boss sees you, how a superior sees you, your career, your reputation. All of those things you're very much pursuing those, and you're very determined. I feel sorry for anybody that's trying to get in your way. And for some of you, this could also be that you are learning something, very determined to change something with what you're learning and like upgrade almost. Where am I here? Oh, I want to say, oh my God, I thought I was on, sorry. I skipped ahead a little bit. I'm sorry about that, Scorpio. So the Sun and Mars conjunction, be careful of injuring yourself is what I meant to say. You could be pushing it a little bit too hard and end up injuring yourself, then you got to take a break from work, okay? And then what I meant to say is on November 20th, the Sun and Mars in your Scorpio first house is going to sextile Pluto in your Capricorn third house. So there's more drive on creating opportunities for yourself, learning a skill set. This is a very strong mindset, I feel, that is being developed for you. Very strong mindset, very not going against the grain, but it's like because of the way that your mindset has shifted, um you are finding your power through like the power of thought, I guess you could say. This is somebody who's having a very determined, very powerful time in their life and like really pushing through things. And then on November 22nd, the sun is going to enter your Sagittarius second house. There's a focus, a spotlight on buying, on selling things, making money, more self esteem, more self confidence. However, around the same time, the sun in your Sagittarius second house is going to make a square to Saturn in your Pisces fifth house. So this is like maybe having to spend some money, right, on business or on something for your children or someone you're dating. Maybe you're trying to take them out. It's like, how can I afford this right now? You could have um, um, personal projects or creative projects that you're trying to spend money on at this time. Just be cautious of like being too financially risky. Okay. This could also be somebody like triggering your ego, if I'm gonna be honest, or not being receptive to it. Okay. On November 24th, Mars is going to enter your Sagittarius second house as well, just like the sun. And he's also going to make a square to Saturn in your Pisces fifth house. So the focus on your self esteem and your self confidence, being productive, spending money on some health or some work or what for stuff for your work or your routine or whatever. Maybe buying pre workout powders, I don't know, at GNC. I mean, who knows, right? I just want to say when Mars does score Saturn, however, you may be wanting to spending money on things that actually bring you joy and creativity and fun. Um, but I don't think it's the best time to really be burning a hole in your pocket. Like I don't know if this is really the right time to do it. I feel like you're wanting more fun, but there could be such a focus on like working out and doing the right. Mars is like kind of a busy planet for you because it represents the sixth house. So it's like you may feel like everything's, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. What movie is that from with Jack Nicholson? So I'm feeling like you're wanting to have more fun, but you could feel like it's like all about money and getting work done and scheduling. So I kind of want to say, like, make sure you're taking care of yourself and not pushing things too hard. And then to end the month on November 27th, we're going to have a full moon in your Gemini eighth house. The ruler of this planet is Mercury, which is going to be in your Sagittarius second house, and he's going to make an ugly ass square to Neptune in your Pisces fifth house. So be careful of like financial losses at this time, right? Mercury doesn't really like being in Sagittarius. It could feel like you're uh, burning a hole in your pocket once again. I feel like maybe there's something that's kind of blindsiding you a little bit in regards to maybe some kind of expense that you have to pay for. This could also be maybe some kind of secret coming out. Like when we see full moons, right? We see like a culmination or an expose of something, right? Maybe it's about a friend. Mercury does rule your 11th house of friends, groups, communities. Um, so and there could be like a completion of something around this time. Okay. Um, so yeah. So Scorpio, thank you so much. Let me know how this is playing out for you in the comment section below. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And the best of luck to you, Scorpio. Thanks a lot. Bye.